Every pharmaceutical journey begins with carefully selected bone raw material. The collected bones are handled under controlled industrial conditions. Before processing begins, the raw material is carefully inspected.
Only suitable bone material continues deeper into the facility. Each batch remains identified and controlled from the beginning. The controlled material flow now moves toward the processing line. Inside, the raw bone material enters a carefully controlled environment. From this point, controlled mechanical processing takes over. The material now moves continuously toward its first major cleaning stage. Now the bones enter the cleaning line, where preparation truly begins. The controlled bone material flow continues deeper into the pharmaceutical facility. Every transfer keeps the bone material moving in a controlled direction. The conveyor system carries the bone material steadily toward the next processing zone. A controlled elevator raises the bone material to the next processing level. At the upper level, the material is metered into the continuous process. The controlled transfer continues without interrupting the material flow. The bone material is now positioned for controlled preparation inside the facility. Once secured, the material can move safely into the next controlled stage. The controlled process now reaches the facility's main cleaning section. The journey now reaches the first major cleaning and preparation stage. Behind these walls, bone raw material enters a highly controlled pharmaceutical process. Every incoming batch is directed through a controlled receiving point. Before processing, each bone material batch is identified and verified.
The verified bone material enters the facility through a dedicated receiving bay.
Controlled unloading keeps the incoming bone material organized and protected. From receiving, the bone material enters the continuous production line. The controlled pathway leads directly into the heart of the bone processing facility. Here, the raw bone material enters the main industrial processing environment. The first major transformation begins with thorough industrial cleaning. Now the bone material begins its first serious cleaning and sorting stage.
The bone material is thoroughly washed before deeper processing begins.
The bone material is thoroughly washed before deeper processing begins.
A final rinse removes remaining surface contaminants from the bone material. After washing, trained workers perform another careful visual inspection. Controlled sizing prepares the bone material for uniform downstream processing. The sorting system keeps the usable bone material moving, while unwanted material is diverted. The cleaned material is temporarily collected before entering the next process. With cleaning complete, The bone material advances toward core preparation.
One final check confirms the bone material is ready for deeper processing.
Clean and sorted, the bone material is ready for its core processing stage.
Inside the vessel, the cleaned bone material enters controlled core preparation. Controlled mechanical action prepares the bone material for the next transformation. Controlled heat helps prepare the bone material for deeper processing. Every thermal stage is carefully monitored to maintain consistent processing. The processed bone material is transferred continuously through controlled sanitary equipment. Separation begins as the processed bone material moves into the next controlled vessel. Controlled filtration further refines the bone-derived process material. The refined material is stabilized before moving deeper into the process. Controlled concentration prepares the bone-derived material for its next transformation.
The core preparation is complete, and the bone-derived material enters its main transformation.
Now the prepared bone-derived material enters its main transformation stage. Controlled conditions guide the material through its key transformation.
Heat and controlled pressure help transform the bone-derived material further.
The material undergoes another carefully controlled refining step. Fine filtration brings greater consistency to the bone-derived pharmaceutical material. The concentrated material is prepared for controlled drying.
The concentrated bone-derived material now reaches the drying system.
Controlled drying transforms the refined material into a stable pharmaceutical powder. The dry bone-derived powder is collected under controlled conditions. The transformed bone-derived ingredient is now ready for automated precision handling.
Automation now takes precise control of the refined bone-derived ingredient.
Each controlled dose is measured for consistent pharmaceutical processing.
Sensors and controlled conveyors maintain a steady ingredient flow.
Precision blending creates a uniform bone-derived pharmaceutical ingredient. Automated screening keeps the final ingredient consistent in particle size. Automated safety checks provide another layer of material control. Precision weighing keeps every production batch within its controlled specification. The measured ingredient moves automatically toward precision finishing. Automated monitoring keeps the bone-derived ingredient under continuous control.
With automated handling complete, the refined ingredient enters precision finishing.
The refined bone-derived ingredient now enters its final precision finishing stages. Controlled milling creates the consistency required for the finished ingredient.
Fine screening ensures the finished powder remains uniform throughout the batch.
A final controlled blend creates a uniform pharmaceutical ingredient.
Moisture control helps protect the stability of the finished bone-derived ingredient. Contained handling keeps the finished ingredient protected during final processing. The finished bone-derived ingredient waits briefly in a controlled holding stage. The finished ingredient now moves toward controlled packaging. Each package receives a carefully measured quantity of the finished ingredient. Sealed and protected, the finished bone-derived ingredient moves to final quality testing. Before release, every bone-derived pharmaceutical batch must pass strict quality checks. Each package is linked to a precise production batch before testing begins. A controlled sample is taken for detailed laboratory examination. The first laboratory checks confirm the ingredient's physical consistency. Moisture testing confirms the stability of the finished bone-derived ingredient. Particle analysis confirms the consistency achieved during finishing.
Chemical analysis verifies the composition of the bone-derived pharmaceutical ingredient. Purity testing provides another critical confirmation before release. Only verified batches move forward toward final packaging and dispatch. After passing quality control, the finished bone-derived ingredient is ready for final packaging and dispatch. The approved bone-derived pharmaceutical ingredient now enters final packaging. Each package receives its traceable production information. Automated inspection confirms every finished bone-derived ingredient package. The individual packages are secured into protective shipping cartons. Sealed cartons are prepared for controlled warehouse storage. The finished bone-derived pharmaceutical ingredient is organized for safe storage and transport. Each finished batch remains identified and protected while awaiting dispatch. When released for shipment, the finished ingredient moves toward dispatch. The finished bone-derived ingredient is now ready to leave the factory. And this is how modern factories produce pharmaceutical ingredients from bone material, from start to finish.